Shawnee. Welcome back to both of us. So I just got back yesterday from my birthday redo do-over with my friend Tracie. We went to New York. We stayed in Harlem. So I figured I would like unpack a few things and recap a few things. So this was my birthday redo, and just a short intro as to why I had to do a redo. You know, I went to Vegas. This was my 40th birthday. I met my family there. It's like a 4-hour drive from LA for them. And Kelly Clarkson was the most amazing part, and seeing my family was also pretty cool. But my birthday didn't go the way that I really wanted it to go. There were a lot of tears. Like, I came back and I was like, I have to do it over. So Tracie and I decided we were gonna go to New York and we were gonna see a Broadway show. Now that had been my original plan, to go to New York and see a Broadway show for my birthday. But I like abandoned that plan, went to Vegas and saw Kelly Clarkson, right? So let me give you some highlights of the trip. One thing is that I did buy the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 palette. So that's like the super like rosy one. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a look. I've only used it once, so I just want to use it again. I'm gonna go in with this cream shade here and use that as like a primer. So basically, let me tell you some highlights. So we get there and it's like a nice day out. We decide we're going to go grab some food. This is when I got in because Tracie got in the day before and I left a day after. And before I left, I had to see G, right? He had been in Nigeria for like a couple weeks seeing his family, and he was getting back like right as I was gonna leave the next morning. So I was like, I don't know what to tell you, sir, but we need to see each other before I go. And he totally agreed. So we saw each other and he gave me a gift. It's this cute little purse here, and you can take the handle like chain thing off and just wear it like this, and it's just so cute, all the way from Nigeria. So of course I had to take it with me, right? So, I'm going to go in with this shade here. Okay, so I get to New York. I took the train, and I almost didn't make the train because, you know, I got lost, but it's fine. And actually, let me show you what I wore. It was a super comfortable outfit. It's from Rare Beauty, Selena Gomez's brand. It's like a sweatsuit. So here's the sweatshirt. Hopefully you can see that it says Rare Beauty like in the corner here. So it's really cute, like dusty rose shade. And then here are the sweatpants. So this is what I wore on the train. Super comfy and cute, right? So we decide that we're gonna go get something to eat. We're both hungry. This is like after I got in. I like took a shower because, you know, you feel gross after traveling. And then we decide to walk to this place called Red Rooster. Now, if you thought that I wasn't great at directions, you haven't met Tracie, because Tracie's not great at them also. So you have two people that just don't know what they're doing, where they're going, and how they're gonna get there. But we get there and the food is so good. And the drinks are so good. It was happy hour, and so instead of the drinks being like $20, they were like $10. So they had signature drinks also. It wasn't like, you know, you can get a beer or wine. Like, you could get that stuff, but the signature drinks were doing during the happy hour. So we have this like super cute bartender, and he has on like this tight, like almost like a paisley two-piece suit and no shirt underneath, but just like a whole like body sleeve of tattoos. So he's making the drinks. He's very just like straightforward. What can I get you ladies to drink? So we get our drinks, our signature drinks, and then he's just doing his own thing, right? And we get our food or whatever, And as we're getting closer to finishing our food, I turn to Tracie and I'm like, have you ever felt like so full that like your boobs feel full? And so the bartender then started laughing and he started like loosening up. I'm gonna go into this one. And like we had a good time. We stayed there. We were laughing super loud. Just having a good old time. Getting drink after drink after drink. So we're day drinking essentially. So we decide we're going to leave and we're going to take a quick jaunt over to the liquor store and get some champagne. So as we're walking, right, as we're walking, this guy comes up to us and he's like, ladies, I need to see your ID. And we're like, no, you don't. Who is you? Like, are you a plainclothes police officer or something? He's like, no, I really do. And we're like, no, you don't. You don't need to see our ID. And then he's like, you ladies are just so beautiful. Facts. Can't argue with the truth. And then he starts telling us about his life, and of course he's walking with us now. And he's like, why are you all, what are y'all, you know, what's your purpose for being in New York, I guess? And we're in Harlem. We're in Harlem, and we're staying at this hotel that is just gorgeous. It's like an old theater that they remodeled, rebuilt, whatever, and it's like they're soft open, so they're not completely open, but they're just kind of testing things out, see how it's gonna go. Everything's incredibly beautiful. And so we're like, oh yeah, we're doing my birthday redo or whatever, and I'm gonna go into this shade, I think, or am I gonna go, yeah, let's do this shade. So then he starts telling us about his life, right? He is originally from LA, and he's volunteering all of this information. His birthday is July 31st. His family's from Trinidad. And I'm like, cousin. Like, we got to be cousins because it's just too many similarities. And he's like, I'd really love to take you ladies out. And Tracie's like, I'm married. And I'm like, I'm in a relationship. Like, I have a boyfriend. If you didn't know, that's where we are now with G. And he's like, well, I don't care if you have a boyfriend. I don't care if you're in a relationship. And I'm like, okay. And like, you should respect my relationship. And he's just kind of like continuing and bothering us. And I was getting to the point where it's just like, what's happening, my guy? Like, what's happening? And he like shoves his phone in my face and he's like, give me your number. I'm gonna hit you up later. And what went through my mind was, you know, all those stories about women turning down men and they get real crazy and start doing all kinds of crazy stuff, cussing you out, hitting you and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Here's my number. And he's like, cool, I'm gonna call you. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna block you. And he was like, why would you do that? I think he thought I was joking. So we go to I'm gonna go in with this shade. We go to our little wine shop, we get champagne, and we're walking back to the hotel. Guess who texts me? He texts me and his name is K-Nail or something. And then, like, I don't answer. And then he tries to FaceTime me. Like, who are you, sir? Who does that? So, you know, I immediately blocked him. And we decided we're going to head back to the hotel. We're just going to chill. You know, we've had a lot of drinks. Our bellies are full. We're like, let's take a power nap. And then we'll get up and, like, go out. The power nap turned into sleep. And Tracie said like an animal got into our room and was just snoring all the time. And I was like, oh, I didn't see the animal. She's like, yeah, I was like in here snoring. Okay, Trace. It was an animal. So we basically fall asleep. And when we get up from our power nap, that was like a couple hours long, I was so parched. Like, I needed to get water. So we walked to this little grocery store on the corner. The crazy thing about the store was that you couldn't bring anything in. They were like, if you have a bag, leave it with security. They weren't playing. They were like, y'all can't bring nothing in here because we don't want you deciding to take stuff out that you haven't paid for. So I get some water. I get like bottles of water because I'm just so thirsty. And so we go ahead and walk back, and then that's it. We're done for the night. So no going out that first night. We were just done. Tracie blamed it on the day drinking, and I'm blaming it on, like, I just traveled, you know? I was tired. let's see. Let's go into this shade. Yeah, let's do that shade. And I'm going to put it, it's like a little above here. So we're like, okay, tomorrow we'll get up and, oh wait, tomorrow we'll get up and we'll do stuff, right? So we go to bed, get up the next morning, and I walk to Dunkin' to get us some coffee, and then we're like, let's start the day, and we're like, let's go to Sephora. That is where I got the Petrichor palette. We decided to go to Sephora, and we went in SoHo. So we were going to go to either Sephora in Times Square or the one in SoHo. We decided to go to the one in SoHo. It is the hugest Sephora I've ever seen. No, because the one in Times Square is also pretty big. I've been to that one in Times Square before. But there's a DJ, like it's like a party in the Sephora. And the crazy thing is, y'all, all of these associates were coming up and complimenting me on my eyeshadow. No lie. Like, they were all coming up and they were like, what are you wearing? Your eyeshadow is so beautiful. And I was like, oh, it's nothing you can get at Sephora. It's Clionadh Cosmetics. And they were like, oh, I've never heard of that brand. And I'm like, it's an indie brand. So I was talking of Clionadh. I was like their PR person. And I mean, my eyeshadow was banging. It was so cute. And everyone was complimenting Tracie on her earrings. Like, we were just getting it. And these were people who also weren't trying to sell us anything. Like, people were just coming up. So anyway, we get our stuff. They tried to sell us Pat McGrath stuff. And we're literally like, we have everything. I'm like, I have every mothership. I have everything. Between the two of us, we literally have everything. So we get our stuff and we're like, okay, let's take a little jaunt and go find some food. So we go to this place called Boqueria, and it's like Spanish tapas. So we sit down, we get our drinks. That was just a lot happening over the period in New York. Lots of drinks. Let me go in with this shade. I want to see how this comes up. And we sit down and we're like about to order our tapas, and this young guy, all of a sudden, he comes and like sits down on the other side. So he's tables away. We're outside because it's just like nice. So he's tables away, and then he's like, excuse me. And I was on the phone with one of my associates because, you know, no rest for the wicked and the tired. And I turned to like look at him, and he's like, oh, I didn't know you were on the phone. So I finished on my call, and then I turned back to him like, yeah, did you need something? And he's like, how does this work? Like the menu. And we're like, you like order. And he's like, do they have meat here? And we're like at the top of the menu, it says you can add chicken or shrimp or like other stuff. And we're trying to explain tapas to him. Don't know why. Not sure why he doesn't just ask the waitress, but whatevs. So we're like trying to have our conversation and everything. And then home dude all of a sudden is like, excuse me. We're like, yes. And he's like, I don't know how old you ladies are, but like, can I ask you a question? Sure, sweetheart. And he's like, so what do y'all think of like a younger man dating an older woman? Like if she's like in her 40s and he's like, now I heard 35, Tracie heard 25, and I really hope it's 25 because he's just, he needs some help. And so I'm joking like, are you saying that I'm in my 40s? And he's like, no, I'm asking for a friend. And I'm like, oh, okay, a friend. And so he just goes on and on asking us these dumbass questions for his friend. And we're just like, and giving answers. And I'm done talking. But Tracie keeps talking to the man. Because Tracie and I are talkers. Like, if we go somewhere, we're going to be talking to people. So this goes on, and he's like, but what if it's just a sex thing? And we're like, okay, like, if that's what they want to do, you know, and we're like, if they, you know, it'll help if they have similar interests. And he's like, similar what? Similar interests, huh? And Tracie's like, things that they both like. So finally somebody else sits down closer to him and he starts talking to them, and we kind of go back to our food, and we're like giving each other like, you know, like looks like, WTF, why he keep bothering us? And I'm like, why did he come here if he doesn't know anything about the restaurant? And Tracie was like, maybe he followed us, which I'm not okay with. So we finished our food, and we've got to go because our show is that night, right? So we've got to get back to our hotel and start getting ready for the show. Like, Sephora took up the day because it took a while to get there because it was in SoHo and we were in Harlem. So we're leaving, and apparently the guy said, bye, ladies, or something. I didn't hear him because I was like, the Uber about to be here in a minute. We need to walk to the corner. And I guess Tracie said bye to him, and she's like, he said bye. And I'm like, you know. So we get back to the hotel, and now it's time for us to basically, like, get ready for the show. So we put on, like, our cute dresses. We're looking super cute. We do our makeup and everything. And, you know, we go to the theater. And we're on Broadway. We're in Times Square. It is so effing busy. And we get there for our show. We saw The Lion King. It was so good, okay? It was like, woo, it was so good. Have you seen it? It was so good. It was so, can I say so good anymore? It was so good. And we got drinks because that's our thing. And they came in like these cups. And the guy, a really cool, like very engaging waiter, he was like, do you want a single or a double? And we're like, double. And then he's like, well, do you want to order drinks for an intermission? Like, do you want to order ahead so you can just come out and get your drink and skip the line? And we're like, yes. And he's like, doubles? Doubles. So we like see the show, we get our second drinks, and it's just like, it's so amazing. And it was my original birthday plan. I don't know if I said that, to go to New York, see a Broadway show. That's all I wanted to do. That was my original plan. And it was just so good, y'all. Like, it was just so good. So then we like go back to the hotel after it's done, and we're like, well, why don't we go to the hotel like bar, the rooftop bar, and just kind of chill. And we go, like we change our clothes, we go, and since it's like a soft opening where they don't have everything up or whatever, everything like finished for the hotel to be like officially everything open, they're like, oh, the rooftop bar isn't open yet. And we're like, damn. And at this point it's like getting late, and like there's nowhere else to go. Like in the hotel, things are closing in the hotel. So that's fine. We decided to just go back upstairs, get ready for bed, and we're like, tomorrow we'll do more stuff. Now, tomorrow comes, and it's just pouring rain. Like, I don't know if other people had, like, it was, like, a storm or Ophelia or something. Like, it was just going to be bad. So, Tracie walks to the store to get us umbrellas and things like that. And I was going to go with her, but I literally had nothing to cover my head. And so she gets these umbrellas that are just obviously for tourists because they're huge, they're bright, and they just say New York, all of them. It was very much like a tell me you're not from New York, but like without telling me you're not from New York. So she gets back, and we go and we walk in the rain to this place called Amy Ruth's. And it was like Southern food, and it was really good. And then we took an Uber back to the hotel. And then we kind of chilled for a bit, and because it was raining, it was pouring. It wasn't something you could really, really go out in. So we're just chilling, we're just laughing, and we're watching YouTube stuff. And we watched about that lady, the teacher who was teaching 3rd grade, and she was like definitely drunk at work. And she called her drink juice. So of course we started calling our drinks juice because we had champagne in the room. And then after that we went down again to the hotel bar and restaurant, and we had a really good meal. And our waiter, like the waiters are just so interesting. Our waiter had on this really cute like fitted suit, kind of like the bartender at the other place. And he didn't have, he had like a white t-shirt underneath and Converse. And the problem, he was super sweet, but he talked really low. And I thought it was me, but he would be like, and we're like, what? And when he spoke, he like leaned back, like, I'm like, I don't know what this man is saying. I don't know what he's saying. I can't hear nothing coming out his mouth. We just sort of like took context clues, like, okay, so he's asking us what drink we want, and he's asking us what food we want. Because I don't know what this man is saying. I don't even know. So we have a really good dinner. It was just really nice. Like, it was just really nice, you guys. There was one point where we were outside and this lady comes up and she's like, oh, is it open? Is the restaurant, is the hotel open? And we're like, yeah, girl, it's open. And she's like, is it nice in there? Like, how much y'all pay for the rooms? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. We got them the reservation a while ago. She's like, well, is it nice up in there? And we're like, yeah, girl, it's nice. And she's like, what y'all doing out here in New York? And I'm like, oh, we're doing my birthday redo. And she was like, yes, ma'am. And she was like, I need to do a redo. I need to do a redo of my birthday. I need to do a redo of this cruise that I went to. And then she was like, I'm going to definitely be up over here when it opens, like, in case I need to do a little something. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Like, get you some. And it was, like, it was cool. Like, New Yorkers get a bad rap, but they're nice, okay? They are super nice, when I tell you. They're just very, like, to the point and stuff, you know? So we had a good old time, and it was, like, it's what I needed my birthday to be. Like, it was just so nice, you know. And you never know, like, when you go somewhere with a friend and you're like staying together and stuff, that can make or break a relationship, right? So the good thing is that Tracie and I still adore each other. We now know that we can like stay together, you know what I mean, and it not be terrible. And we're very similar in different things. Like, first of all, we both overpacked like you can't overpack anymore. Like, we overpacked. But I will say, we had like 2 outfit changes a day. So we used most of our stuff that we brought with us. So nobody can say like, why you take all that stuff? We took it and we used it. We wore it. So worry about your own business. Worry about your own business. So it was just a really good time. I had a wonderful time. While I was away, I like checked in on Rosé, like the little camera I had, and she looked so forlorn and just so sad, just like sitting there wondering where her human mama gonna come back. So I texted one of my friends who lives like 7 minutes away, and I was like, can you please go check on Rosé for me? Can you just like go give her some food and chill out with her? And she did it, and I felt so much better because Rosé is usually pretty, well, no, she's not pretty cool when I'm gone. Like, she's always staring out the window or like laying on the couch looking like a lost puppy. Even though she's a cat, she looks like a lost puppy. And so my friend checked on her, sent me a video of her. Surprisingly, Rosé was all cuddled up with her because Rosé don't like people like that. But this is my friend who went with me to when I adopted Rosé. So I'm like, maybe she remembers. And this is the same friend when I was in Vegas. She went ahead and checked on Rosé for me and like brought her little daughter, and her daughter proceeded to tear up my house. It was actually really cute. I didn't mind. So I was like, thank you so much for like doing that on the fly. Let me know if you want a Sephora gift card or if you want an Ulta gift card. And she's so sweet. So she was going to be like, no, you don't have to buy me anything. And I was like, the only words I want to come out of your mouth is Sephora or Ulta. So she chose a Sephora gift card because the last time she checked for me, on Rosé for me, I got her an Ulta gift card. Because I just feel like, you know, she didn't have to do this stuff. And it's not like she just came in and fed her. Like, she sat with her for a little bit and played with her and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like so appreciative of that, because I don't think everybody would do that, you know? I think some people would just like give her some food and be like, peace out, girl. Wait till your mama get home. So I just like really appreciated that she did that. No questions asked. She was just like, sure, I can go check on her. And I was like, girl, I love you so hard. I love you so much right now. It was just like, I felt so appreciative. Like, I feel like my friends really showed up for me, which it was just, I have no words, y'all. I have no words. It was just amazing. I had such a good time. It was like the perfect redo, do-over, whatever. I wore really cute things. You can go into my Instagram and see all the photos. There are photos of our drinks and food. There are photos of us looking cute going to the theater, as I kept calling it. There are just really, really, it was just so much fun. It was like exactly what I wanted, exactly what I needed. And, you know, it just, the train ride was nice. On the way back, I had my own seat, or like both seats. No one was sitting next to me. I looked really cute in my Rare Beauty, like, sweatsuit. I had so many different bags, but they're all from Base, B-E-I-S, which is Shay Mitchell's luggage brand. So I had this little like crossbody, which is so cool, and it has like a lot of different compartments and stuff, and it's just like, it's so perfect. And I got like the nude kind of tan color rather than black, because I feel like black is, you know, everything I own is black. And I already had a black crossbody. And this one is, you can fit less in here, but it's really cute. I took that. I took a lot of purses. I took the purse that G got me, and then I took this bag. Super cute. Has a little wallet that it comes with. I stuffed a lot in here. There's that. And I took this little battery, like, charger thing for my phone and everything. There's another bag. I can't find the bag, but there's another just like black bag. And these are the shoes I wore to the theater. Really cute. It took me forever to strap these because I had long nails, and like, it was a lot. I took this little robe to throw on because I was trying to not show Tracie all my treats. It's a really cute, like, thin robe. And what else? I don't know if you want to see all the clothes I brought. I wore this romper. It's just a black romper. I have the black one. I have the green one. I have a lot of rompers that I didn't realize I had so many rompers until I was packing them. I had like 6 or 7 rompers. And I also wore this romper. It's like a little long sleeved one, but it's light. It's a very light, what's it called? Material. And on the back, you can't really see it, but like some of the back is out. So that's really cool. That was really cute. I also wore this romper. This one is a really cute one. And I wore this dress. Really cute. It has a very deep V, so like all my boobies were out. Oh, and this is the dress I wore to the theater. It's just like this purple dress with some ruching on it. And it has like, has a little sleeve because it was actually pretty cold that day. So another deep V and the ruching, so cute. Oh, and I had on like a smoothing, like, it wasn't Spanx, it was another brand. And so I went to the bathroom and it has the little hook and eye thing, you know, by the crotch that you're supposed to be able to undo. I couldn't do it. I was in heels. I had had 2 double drinks. And so I ended up taking everything off. Took off my dress, took off the little Spanxy thing. And that's how I used the bathroom. And then I had to put it all back on. So that was fun. Oh, and with the champagne, I drank out of this little tumbler. It says Queens Are Born in July. This is from my bestie Jessa. And the makeup I took, I did take the CoverFX foundation because I like that it's slim and it was just going to be easier to pack. And then I took like a bunch of Cliona shadows along with these lethal face powders. And this is in a kit pack. The other thing I took is another kit pack. This one has a mirror, and I put quite a few of the Danessa Myricks Groundwork shades in here, and that was so much easier because I was gonna take the big Groundwork palette, but it's a pretty like hefty palette. So basically I used those for eyeshadow. And then I used the Patrick Ta once, and for the theater, I just did like a wing, a black wing, and put like some shimmer on top, and it was so cute. I wanted like simple but pretty. What else? Like everything is everywhere as I unpack. Oh, and I had this book bag. So I took this on the train with me, and it just has a lot of room in here. Like I had quite a bit of stuff. Oh, and here's my playbill from The Lion King. So I'm just super grateful to Tracie. Like it was a really, really good trip. It was the best. It was the best like birthday do-over, redo, whatever that I could have asked for. It was great. It really, really was great. So I'm so thankful for all of the friends that encouraged me to do it. And I'm so thankful for Tracie just like planning it, you know? She was just like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go and we're gonna have fun. So let me put some foundation on so I can look just a tad bit more alive, and then I'll come back and I will wrap everything up. Okay, so here is the finished look. Really, I just wanted to give you a short recap of my birthday redo. I do want to thank all of you who encouraged me to do it. I also want to thank Tracie for making it just a wonderful, wonderful redo. Now, I need to go pick up my groceries because there's literally nothing in my fridge, and I need to go continue to give Rose some extra loving. Yeah, I'm going to try to get some videos out this week. I am just getting back and trying to catch up on especially work things because, yeah, I don't know. Thank you all really for encouraging me to do this. I hope that some of this was helpful. I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. I have missed talking to my camera. So I'm glad to be back to do that. Yeah, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go over to my Instagram and check out all the pictures from the little trip that I took. My Instagram handle will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.